So I've never actually shot this lens, but this is the Mitakon 0.95.
0.95 sounds cool, right?
Yeah, right. That's pretty crazy. 0.95, and so this is for Fuji.
Yeah, so like it's not. I mean, it has a 1.4-ish
Yeah.
bokeh equivalent. I mean, depends who you talk
Yeah.
to. And there's probably some math in there I don't understand.
Yeah.
But it feels like a full frame lens when you're shooting it on that
Yeah.
small sensor.
Yeah, this is it feels really nice in hand. It feels
it's good lens.
yeah, it's metally. It's has some heft to it, and
yeah, it's heavy.
it wouldn't, but it's not super long, so it wouldn't really like weigh down your camera that
No,
much.
it feels really good on the XT.
Yeah, and it feels like most of the weight is kind of in the back, which probably feels nice on the camera. So
yeah, and it's got kind of a dampened like f-stop turner there.
Yeah.
The wheel for the f-stops is really kind of dampened, so it doesn't move as much as some other ones. It doesn't have clicks though. It'd be nice if it had clicks, but
it kind of makes me happy seeing 0.95 on here. Just moving it.
Yeah, there's something extra satisfying about 0.95, but it's not it's not really 0.95 as far as the bokeh goes.
Yeah.
But as far as light goes, like I shoot that thing for night portraits all the time, and it's just killer. Like, it really does a great job. I really like the coatings on it too. I like the way it renders out of focus stuff, obviously, and I really like the way it does lens flares. I feel like the lens flares that come out of it are super cool, Leica-esque, you know? Like it's really got a lot for a cheap little off market. Well, I guess not that cheap, but a relatively.
How much was it?
I think you can get that lens. I purchased mine on the used market, but I think you can get that lens brand new for like $499, maybe $500. You can get it less on the used market. You want to make sure that you don't get the version 1 of this lens. You want to get the version 2. There's a second iteration of this that came out that's a lot sharper, like and it works a little better. So you definitely want to get the second version of this if you're out looking for it, because it's sharper and better. But if you're looking for like a everyday walk around kind of lens, like if I'm just going out for the day, this is kind of my daily driver. Like if I don't have to shoot anything with like fast motion, and I'm just trying to get detail shots and like photographing my life and stuff, and I use this, and it makes really creative, interesting pictures because of the shallow depth of field of this lens, which is great because it's really pretty small.
What's can you describe your favorite photo that you've taken with this lens so far?
I don't know if I have a favorite, but I would say the characteristics of it are what I like the most. I like that it's really shallow depth of field, and it still gives you that 50 perspective that you're kind of used to. That's just kind of like normal life, you know, like what you're used to seeing. So I feel like those two together, and it has a relatively short focus distance, lets you get a lot of bokeh. Like it's like I said, fun lens for your everyday walk around.
So on a wedding day, what do you usually use this for?
So if I do take that to a wedding, which is not super often, I usually have that on a third camera, like around my neck, and I'll use it for details. I think it's really good for details, especially like pictures of like the cake and the flowers and stuff like that. Like it's really nice because you really want that kind of blurred background for that kind of stuff, so that the detail, that the foreground really shines.
Can you name one thing that you hate about the lens?
Well, I wouldn't say I hate it, but I wish it was autofocus, obviously. I mean, that's what everybody wants out of their manual lens if they're using it all the time.
0.95 and autofocus,
yeah, but that's a tricky endeavor. Like, nobody's doing that, you know? Like, nobody has something like that. So, I mean, considering that it is 0.95 and the cost of it, though, I mean, for me, it's a no-brainer. Like, I will own that lens as long as I own Fuji kits. You know what I mean? Like, it's really fantastic. But yeah. Other than that, I don't really have any gripes about it. I can't really think of anything worth complaining about.
Yeah. So we're still stuck in the YouTube stone ages of not being able to show a picture at the bottom of the.
Right.
Yeah. This is all live.
Yeah. This is just us talking about it.
So just I guess one more time, can you just describe exactly what you like? You're so into lenses, and like you're really good at describing like the characteristics, and you see things in lenses that I don't see sometimes. So,
yeah, I mean,
so what exactly will this add to the picture that if somebody puts this on their Fuji? What will it add to everything that's going on?
I feel like for me, I always just think of it as an art lens. Like to me, that's an art lens. It makes really sweet pictures with that lightweight.
So maybe you're gonna get more flare than the Fuji.
It does. It flares. It flares a lot, and it definitely.
Does that have a lot of chromatic aberration?
It does. Well, not a lot, but it does. Nothing that's not manageable. And I feel like the colors combined with Fuji is really fantastic too. Like it gives it more of a film era kind of look. It doesn't look as new and perfect as a lot of lenses are on the market today. So that part of it is really interesting because if you're trying to make new pictures that might stand out from a crowd, if you use a lens like this that's really different, has different artifacts and stuff like that, you could create images that are more unique to you.
Yeah, I'm.
If that's your style.
Yeah, I'm hearing you talk about the lens a little bit, and I'm just I'm thinking like maybe a good way to describe it is sort of vintagey.
Yeah, it's definitely got a vintage feel to it. Like I feel like
yeah.
I keep it with the rest of my art lenses, even though it's a new lens. Like in my mind, it's like that. It's definitely got a vintage feel, but it's fast. 0.95. Yeah. You know, there's not that many lenses that can make that claim. In the
from a subjective view of some stuff I've seen in Facebook groups and stuff, a lot of photographers who might like the Contax 80mm Zeiss lens or these old Zeiss lenses, they tend to like this.
It does have that kind of look.
And it has the same big depth of field.
And obviously, I'm a big Zeiss fan.
Kind of, nice soft bokeh. How would you describe the bokeh in this?
Yeah, it's really soft and nice. Like I feel like it's not too jittery or anything. It's really soft. I really like it.
Yeah, probably a nice
creamy.
Yeah,
it's got that kind of look for sure.
Yeah, with newer lenses, sometimes they're so sharp that maybe you add like pimples into the image like unknowingly this
can take away a lot of that stuff, and it can make the image look maybe a little softer. I mean, it's 0.95, so it's going to look soft no matter what.
Would you recommend shooting this at 0.95 or stopping it down a little?
So that's the whole point. I shoot it at 0.95. I have the 35mm f1.4 from Fuji that has autofocus that's small and rocking. So like, if I wanted to get that kind of 1.4 look, I would just use that lens. So I pretty much just shoot this at 0.95. So it's kind of its trick.
So I think that a lot of people on YouTube, they're pixel peepers or they're really into tech. Would you recommend this?
No, that's not the kind of lens they would want. I feel like if you're more of an art photographer, if you're trying to make stuff that's less technically perfect and more like something that pleases you from a
little bit of like wabi-sabi.
Yeah, it's definitely well, I think it's a little nicer.
Yeah, well, like wabi-sabi is like this Japanese term where they might make a pot and they like kind of intentionally crack it a little bit, and then like one technique that they did is they filled it with like gold in a lot of these old Japanese bowls, so it's like making beautiful out of
I don't know if they did that. I think it's a Chinese brand that does that, so I don't know if that.
Oh no, it's just like a general art term.
Well, I don't know that they tried to like purposefully put the magic in it. I know like Canon or Fuji did that with their 0.1435, and you read things about that, and some of the engineers are like, we did that on purpose. We kind of made it a little off kilter so that it would give you the magic. You know?
Kind of like that old 35 look. Or something.
And it's beautiful lens. I really like it, but like it's just not quite fast enough for what I want sometimes. 0.95 is like it's like a 1.4. So it's like a difference between an f2 and a 1.4 on a 35mm camera. Yeah.
All right. Well, that was photo footage on this lens right here. So
if you shoot Fuji and you're thinking about having a fast lens, like this one's a really, really good choice.
Yeah. So you can find me on Instagram at NextSparks Photography. You can find him on Instagram, Matt Irving Photography. Is that right?
That's right.
All right. Cool. Peace, guys.
Thanks, guys.